Your temple is your mouth. All right, so that is the entrance to your temple. In my family's ancient language, which foreigners refer to as Hebrew or Western Shemitic, in our language, one of the words we use for mouth and the head is pa. So for instance, if you look in a Hebrew, they call it Hebrew. We don't, but that's what foreigners say. That's the term they use. If you look in a Hebrew language dictionary and let's say you type in door, a lot of the words you're going to see are going to have the root pa in it. Okay, for instance, in one of the dictionaries here, the Hebrew term that they have listed here for door is patak. Okay, now we don't say petak because in our language pe is a negative, and we don't use e too often, not unless we're speaking of something in very specific terms, in terms of verbal usage. But the root sound in our language is ah, so we would say patak, and it means door. So that is the entranceway, pa, of your temple, your mouth. And as you can see here in this Hebrew language dictionary, the same root that I just shared with you, pa, means the mouth. So now they have it written as peo, but we would not say it that way because it's a negative. We have neutrals in our language, and most of all the so-called Hebrew language dictionaries that I've read from that are written by foreigners, they do not make the distinction between negatives and positives. But in my family's language, the word for mouth and door, they're from the same root. And I'll show you that root here. This particular Hebrew language dictionary does have the root, and I'm just going to go there and show you. Now in our language we said it's paw. Okay, so and it's right here, 6311. They do have it listed there. But we use that term when we're referring to the head, the mouth, the entrance of a door. So that is the entrance of your temple, your body. The door is your mouth. Now, that is going to take us to salvation. And I'm going to present to you a riddle. This will give you the opportunity to ponder and ruminate while I'm finishing up this site, because I'm going to put that information in there for you. And we do have books coming out for you to use to help you rebuild that wonderful temple. I'm going to direct you to Nehemiah's prayer, the book of Nehemiah. We will start in verse 2. Now it reads, Hanani, one of my brothers, came from Judah with some other men, and I questioned them about the remnant that had survived the exile, and also about Jerusalem. They said to me, those who survived the exile and are back in the province are in great trouble and disgrace. The wall of Jerusalem is broken down, and its gates have been burned with fire. Now, I'm going to stop there. See, that is your riddle, because you want to know about salvation, and salvation involves literally your body, the temple. But it says here, the walls were broken down and the gates burned with fire. Think about that, especially in terms of salvation and rebuilding your temple, all right? Because this is the only way that I have, I thought to myself, how do I get these people away from the dogma of religion? Because you're so imprisoned by it. So imprisoned, in fact, that you actually believe that someone is literally going to come down out of the sky and rescue you. It's not going to happen. And it doesn't even say that in the Bible. But see, the versions, the translations that you have, I've already said in my other videos, those are spells. Someone has used it's very simple magic, really. But it has worked a very powerful work because it has you under its control. You got to free yourself. You have to rescue you. Now, those who want to maintain control of your temple, your body, which includes your mind, they don't want you to rescue yourself. So they've given you all those lying false religions and dogmas, right? because God is dog when read the other way. They're giving you the dogmas, and they told you, listen, just sit down and wait. Somebody will come along eventually. There's so many people who have put their hands on that Bible. They're not from our people, and they're suffering the consequences of a great and mighty curse. And it doesn't matter if you believe in curses or not. They're real. Because I tell you one thing, the Bible is a powerful spell that has been cast. And all the people who have touched it are under its power. I mean, honestly, raise your hands if you believe someone named Jesus is going to come out of the sky on a horse and rescue you. If you believe that, you're under the spell. I mean, raise your hand if you believe that changing the name, we're just going to change the spelling. We won't call him Jesus, we'll just call him, Yeshua. But you still think that he's just going to show up? No. It's a spell that's been cast on you. You're under a spell. You honestly need to wake up. But it's something you have to do yourself. I cannot rescue you from that spell. You have to do it yourself. You have to give yourself permission to at least entertain the idea that you have been lied to, thoroughly and completely deceived. And a lot of you are afraid to do that because then you want to know, well, what does that mean for salvation? I want you to ponder that. I want you to think about it, because I'm going to share that information with you once I'm done with this website, so that you can have a chance to free yourself. All right, so Nehemiah 1, verses 2 and 3. The walls are broken down. Think about your body in that context. Do you have swelling, edema? Your temple has been flooded with waters. It's going to cause erosion, because I've seen some people with such severe edema that the fluid is literally cracking their skin and it's just oozing out. See, somebody's not taking care of that temple. They don't know how. But the Creator teaches us in that Bible how to maintain it, how to literally keep it from falling apart. But what if you have individuals out there in spirit forces who want to tear it down, and they know more about that body than you do? See, ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is deadly, because the Creator inspired our ancestors to write these words: my people are perishing because they have no knowledge. And that ignorance is what is contributing to your untimely demise. And before you get out of here, you go through all kinds of sicknesses. Well, the Creator says in our writings that's not necessary. You can live a long time, so long you wouldn't even think it's possible. And so if you're wondering why I have not posted the video about diet, that's why. Because there's information in there I realized. I was like, wait a minute. This information can be used to extend the lifespan. We don't want our enemies extending their lifespan. We want them to continue on the path they've chosen so they can get out of here, right? Absolutely. So that's all I'm going to say. So I want to say thank you to those of you who have ordered the anthology. I shipped some books out the other day. So for those of you who ordered your books around right at the middle part of September, I would say, your books have been shipped. For those who've ordered your books around the last week in September up to the first couple of days in October, your books will be shipping out this week. And for those who've ordered your books after that, your books have not arrived to my office yet. So once I get those, for those of you who order your anthologies after the first couple of days in October, your books should be here in another couple of weeks, and then I'll ship them out to you. So I just want to say thank you again. Okay, so I will be finishing up the site, and I will be putting my videos on there. So I hope this helps. I hope this gives you something to ponder and think about. I hope this is something that you can use to, wean yourself off of the tit of religion, okay? Because that milk of religion is not able to provide you with the nourishment that you need, and it's slowly but surely killing you. And hopefully the information on my website will be able to help you in that direction, especially in terms of rebuilding your temple, your body. So take care. I will talk to you all soon, and thanks again.